Jules here. Today I'd like to talk about a tarot deck that is out of print and not very well known, and that is the Servants of the Light Tarot. And this was published in 1991 by Harper, and it was actually created by the Servants of the Light, who are an esoteric group that practice Qabalah, and the head of that group is Dolores Ashcroft Nowicki, who wrote the book for this deck. And this deck is quite interesting because it was actually created by two different artists. The artist who did the major cards is Elizabeth Gill, who also created the Gill Tarot, which is also out of print. And the person who did the minor cards, the artist, is Anthony Clark, who created the Magickal Tarot, which is also out of print. And this is a Qabalah deck. It has plain pips, but they are partly illustrated. It's quite an interesting deck. The artwork is quite beautiful and interesting as well. And the Servants of the Inner Light are an interesting group. They were founded by W.E. Butler, who was himself a student of Dion Fortune, and Dion Fortune founded her own Society of Inner Light, which actually has a similar name. The group for her group has a similar name to the Servants of the Inner Light and is sometimes confused with the two. So I'll just show some of the cards. First I'll show the book. This is the book that came with the set. The book is reasonably easy to follow. It has the World card on the cover, but the names for the minor card elements and the names for the court cards were changed as well. So I'll just show the major arcana cards first. And on the back of the cards, it has the logo for the Servants of the Inner Light. So it has quite an interesting logo. Okay, so I'll just show some of the major arcana cards. First one is the Magician. And these major arcana cards show the artwork of Josephine Gill, or Elizabeth Gill. She's known by both names. Her middle name is Josephine, so sometimes she's known as Jo Gill, but otherwise it's Elizabeth Josephine Gill. So, Magician card. The Lovers. The Hermit. It has the Qabalah Tree of Life in the background. Hanged Man. Temperance. The Star. Quite an interesting star card. It actually looks a little bit like a Temperance card. But you can see the star clearly there. Sun, with the solar twins, which is the traditional association for the Sun card, and Judgment. And the Servants of the Light group is still in existence, and it has a website as well for people who might want to have a look at that. Now for the minor cards. The Staves are the wands, but in this deck the Staves are associated with the air element, and instead of being called the Ace, they are called Prime. So the aces are called the primes. So Prime of Staves, and this is the artwork by Anthony Clark. Six of Staves, and the pages are called Keeper in this deck. So this is the Keeper of Staves, which would be the Page of Wands. So the artwork is quite interesting. Next one for the cups are called Crescents, as in crescent moon. So Prime of Crescents for the Ace of Cups, Ace of Water, Nine of Crescents for Nine of Cups, Nine of Water, and the Keeper of Crescents, which would be the Page of Water or Page of Cups. Then we get to swords, which are called weapons in this deck, and the swords or weapons are associated with fire. So Prime of Weapons, Ace of Swords, Six of Weapons or Six of Swords, and the queens are called the Giver. So this is the Giver of Weapons or Queen of Swords. And then for the Pentacles, they are called Spheres in this deck. So Prime of Spheres, which is the Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Spheres, Six of Spheres, and the Maker of Spheres. The Maker is the King in this deck. So the Maker of Spheres or the King of Pentacles. So that is the Servants of the Light Tarot, to show you a few cards and give you an idea about that deck. It is hard to get because it's long out of print, but I wanted to show the deck for people who might be interested in getting that deck. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.